Welcome back to Fake News 5. There have been many reports in recent weeks in regards to the current state of climate change. At the same time, President Trump has signed several bills approved by Congress loosening federal environmental restrictions. Here to discuss the impact of these decisions, we have a panel of climate change experts. Video streaming from New York City is Leif Krunger, the head of the Environmental Defense Fund. Next is Anaconda, professor in environmentalism at Boston University. And finally, we have Brock Lee, a marine biologist based in Alaska. Welcome to the show. What type of animal would you desire for an emotional support animal? Anna?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you so much for having me. And I'm live from Boston, or as we like to say here, Boston. As for an emotional support animal, there is nothing that makes me feel fuzzier and happy inside than my baby elephant Marvin. It's so hard to bring him to Logan to fly out because they always give me crap. And he just, he might be a little big, but there's just more of him to love.
Me personally, I just go for a sloth. They're so cute and cuddly. They support me, and I support them.
Well, Al, I really don't know what this has to do with climate change, but as someone who defends the environment and all the animals with it, I'm fine with having any support animal as long as I don't have to eat it.
President Donald Trump proposes a tariff on hair dye with the exclusion of the brand of hair dye that he uses.
Well, as you know, I don't use hair dye because my hair is already perfect. However, I know when manufacturing hair dye, a lot of times animal testing is used, and I cannot support that, so I think we should ban all kinds of hair dye, including President Trump's.
Naturally, I am against anything that President Trump comes out with, so I think we should ban all hair dye. As an environmentalist, I think we can grind up some grass. There are great benefits to putting it on your head.
Well, for me, I don't use hair dye myself, but I would also say that any chemicals that are being used on someone's head, I don't approve it.
How do you feel about the medical marijuana dispensaries in Massachusetts?
Well, for me, I like to toke up every now and then, so I would say smoke up. That's the way to do it.
I fully support the dispensaries. Every night, my baby elephant Marvin and I shoot the shiz, as they say, as the young kids say, and I smoke my vape, and it really helps relax me.
As we all know, marijuana is a plant and not an animal, so, whatever, blaze up, homies, Snoop Dogg.
President Donald Trump reinstates Kevin Hart as host of the Academy Awards and tweets, "Funny man!" exclamation point. Your response?
Okay, we need to boycott this man. I mean, first of all, I have feelings about heterosexuals, period. So the fact that this man is trying to go against homosexuals, no. We should just get everybody up in arms against him.
Now, give me one piece of information. Does Kevin Hart eat meat? He does. All right. Yeah, get him out of there.
Oscars? What does that have to do with the tea in China? How about we talk about Dave Chappelle? Maybe he should be on there.
Currently, a bill going through Massachusetts legislation banning heterosexuality. Your response? Lee.
Well, I do know that a lot of heterosexuals eat meat, but also a lot of LGBT people eat meat, so I guess we should ban everyone.
Meat? I'm vegan. What is going on here?
I have been waiting for this moment. When I even think about heterosexuals, there's nothing that sickens me more than seeing them get married.
And breaking news, Michael Bay directing Citizen Kane's sequel. Brock.
Personally, I haven't seen Citizen Kane, so in that sense, not sure if I can help you with that one, Al.
My wife Felicity and I like to watch movies where stuff gets blown the heck up, so we're okay with it.
Well, as long as he's not blowing up any animals, I don't see what's the big deal about it.
MBTA proposes to combine all subway lines into one line, the Rainbow Line. Your response?
Well, I might never get to work. It will be the slowest line ever to exist in Boston, but considering it's the Rainbow Line, I'm pretty happy with it.
Brock.
Well, this is very interesting. I mean, a rainbow line? Really? This is what it came down to, huh, Boston? Well, regarding that environmental, El Nino's coming. Get ready.
I think if this supports the MBTA, I'm all for it, because without the MBTA, we'd have to go back to riding horses, and I cannot allow that.
Well, this has been a very informative session. I'd like to thank you all for your time. Hopefully our viewers are now more enriched in the reality of climate change. Coming up next, reporter Agatha Barnacle has the full scoop on a scandal in Brookline government. Also, we're keeping you up to date on the latest nor'easters, so stay tuned.